Earlier in the show, we talked to Alexis Lafreniere as well as Auston Matthews. Both have something in common, former first overall picks. There are currently 21 former first overall picks still active in the National Hockey League. So we love rankings this time of year. Doesn't mean we're running out of material. We just love to rank things. So we're going to rank our top 10 current former #1 overall picks in the NHL. Got it? Yeah, it's a
how
lot.
they are today,
Right.
playing today.
Exactly.
Yeah, not their future,
Right.
not their past.
No, right now, if you had to
right
assemble
now.
10 through 1. So we have an idea or a feeling that your top 3 might be a little similar here. So we'll start with your top 3. 3, 2, and 1. Bruce, you lead us off here. Who would be your top 3 former #1 overall picks currently?
Well, at number 3, I had Auston Matthews. I mean, he's had 7 30-goal seasons, and I think he's only going to get better. He hasn't even hit his prime yet. At number 2, I had Nathan MacKinnon. I just think he is so great. I just love, when I'm coaching against him, I just love watching him and hate watching him at the same time. But number 1 has to be Connor McDavid. And I mean, the stuff he's done and the stuff he's going to do in the future just, to me, is you can't put a ceiling on it.
Yeah, I mean, mine are going to look similar, but I have one little difference here. So my number 3, though, I have Nathan MacKinnon.
Yep.
Absolute game breaker. I love. He's got some gumption to him too, a little fieriness. I got Sidney Crosby, and I put Crosby on here, and that's going to probably surprise some people, but I'm looking at this as if I had a Game 7 today and I had one, I would have him number 2 on this list. I just think that he's an absolute gamer and can really affect the game in many ways. Number 1, same with you, Bruce. It's Connor. I mean, Connor McDavid right now, what he's doing, he's a one-man wrecking crew, and he has Leon Draisaitl on this team too, so that helps.
Too bad. Look, a lot of fans out there may watch this and say, well, really, Sidney Crosby over Auston Matthews? I know you picked Matthews over Crosby in your top 3. Can you make an argument for what Rupper's saying there with Sidney Crosby? One game, maybe it's a Game 7 tomorrow. You're still going with 87?
Well, I still remember. I mean, I can only go in the past here, but I mean, game in overtime in the Olympics, who scores? It's Crosby. Yeah. When you have the Stanley Cup, who wins the Conn Smythe twice? It's Sidney Crosby. So if you've got one game to go, I don't think he'd be a bad choice on your team.
And that's kind of where I'm at on that. I mean, Auston Matthews, world class. I mean, he's going to be right in this mix.
Is it just resume at this point currently, and that's?
Well,
it's a combination.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I think that we've seen from these 3 players, we've seen another level of, for me, it was McDavid, MacKinnon, and Crosby. Like, I've seen different levels in the playoffs. I'm still waiting on that in Auston Matthews. That ain't enough to Auston Matthews, man. I mean, you're talking, this guy is, I think he's the best pure goal scorer in our game right now.
He's got the best release I've seen ever. And I've seen it close up against me, and
that's the reaction to Rupper not having the top 3.
I know.
And come on.
Hey, well, we'll wait until we get to our next ones. I didn't leave you off the list.
There you go. What were you saying, Bruce?
I don't know.
Same best
I lost
pure
my
release.
train of thought.
Best pure release.
Yeah. Best pure release, I said, yeah.
All right. Well, that's pure comedy. Let's go 4 through 10, because we did the top 3. These might be a little bit different. So 4 through 10.
Are they going to put them up because we...
Oh, you don't memorize them?
Yeah, well, okay. My number 4, I put Alex Ovechkin, and 5, Crosby, and 6, Hughes. So I'll go with those 3 first. And because coaching Washington, I could never put a Pittsburgh guy ahead of a Washington guy.
Fair.
And I've seen Alex from close up, and he still got 42 goals last year, and he played on a depleted team with a bad power play. If everybody was healthy on that team, he's still a 50-goal scorer at his age. So Sidney, for the reasons aforementioned, I think we're just seeing the tip of Jack Hughes. I think this year's team in New Jersey, to me, is in the top 2 teams in the league right now. So his numbers, I think, are going to get better. I thought Rasmus Dahlin, who had, we talked about Lafreniere. He had a rough couple years, but he just took off last year. I think he's going to get better and better as Buffalo gets better. I put Nugent Hopkins in there because he got 100 points.
Great year.
And without him being in that bumper place, maybe Edmonton does not have the power play they had, and they don't have the third line that they had, the threat there. So I did that, and then it was tough. Like, I mean, there's the Nico Hischers and the you still have Connor and a lot of good players. But I mean, I went with Tavares still at 84 points and Stamkos still had 34 goals, and they've been superstars since they joined the league. So I had to put them in.
Yeah. Anytime you do a list like that, if you okay, you left this guy out. Well, okay, who are you taking out of the top 10? It's always debatable.
Yeah.
What about yours, 4 through 10? Are they similar to Bruce or a little bit different?
The one thing I really liked that Bruce and I had that's pretty similar, you had Jack Hughes at 6, and I have Jack Hughes at 5, and I love that we had them both that high. I think this kid is an absolute gamer.
It's a bargain, his contract.
Yeah, I mean, he might be the best deal today in the National Hockey League, but it's going to be for many years to come. So let's start with 4, though. Austin Matthews, I mean, he very easily could have been in that top 3. Then you got Jack Hughes. Rasmus Dahlin.
Explain 8 right now. This guy hasn't played a game in the National Hockey League.
Because this is what I asked myself, but I don't know what it's going to look like. What I do know is what he's supposed to be, right? And then when I sat here, and I really debated Nugent Hopkins. But I'm sitting here asking myself, if I have one game today, this is tough, man. It's tough to even say, but I believe it. One game today, if it's Nugent Hopkins or is it Connor Bedard? What I've seen from Connor Bedard, what I think he's going to be, I think we go with Connor Bedard. And so he makes this list without even stepping on the ice. So don't make me look like an idiot, Connor. Come on, no, he won't. But I got Nico Hischier. I love having Hischier on here. I think this had a breakout season this last year. And then Steven Stamkos, I got to put him on this list because I still think he gets it done at a high level.
What do you think the rookie year for Connor Bedard looks like this season? What would be a success for him, based on the expectations?
Now, I don't want people to think that I'm saying, because if you have guys coming in, it's Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid put up these Austin Matthews gross numbers in year 1. I don't know if Connor Bedard, he certainly can be there. I just will say, this Chicago team's going to be really bad. Like, they're going to be bad. So, I mean, he's going to get reps. He's going to get touches. I think it's a success if he gets north of 60 points. I mean, I think that's a huge success.
I'll go a different level. If he's +1 this year, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
But no, I think he's in that range because I've seen a last place team. He's coming out with statistics in junior you haven't seen almost since Mario Lemieux came out, and I think he's gonna get every opportunity in the world to score. And I think it's like I said, I think at one point that if he's -3 or -4, he's still playing the next day.
Right.
I mean, and he's still going to play 20 minutes a night. And I think he's going to get 70 points plus.
It's going to be, here's where it's tough, and this is why it almost sets up for how good some of those other first overall picks have put up numbers. The Chicago Blackhawks, they're going to have a lot of stretches of hockey games with it, and they're playing without the puck. So that's going to affect everyone's production, right? So, but he's world class, and when he has the puck, you might not get it back till it's in the back of the net.
Yeah. How would you go about coaching a guy like Connor Bedard? You had Alex Ovechkin, very young in his career, in Washington. How do you go about just managing what your expectations are for him as a professional athlete, a 200-foot player? How does that rookie season look like from a coach's standpoint?
Well, the big thing to me is putting him in positions to succeed. And, like, I mean, I might eliminate at the beginning a lot of defensive zone face-offs and let him grow into that role type thing. You don't want to overdo it too fast, but at the same time, you want to keep him happy and the fans happy. So it's a combination of things. But I think the biggest thing a coach can do with him is communicate, talk to him. I think he's going to be, from what I've heard, and never met the young man, but I mean, from what I've heard, he's the kind of guy that can, he will listen to everything you say. So talk to him a lot, and I think he'll be very good with that.